All right, guys. So let's talk about this. So, did I know about Cartoon Network demise, or did I know about Cartoon Network ending? Whatever. So I'll give you a little tidbit. So I think I stated this before, and I didn't really go in details in some of these other videos, and I'm talking about it right now. So I'm gonna give you two stories. I'm gonna tell you why Cartoon Network is not ending. Why Cartoon Network is ending the way you guys see it as how it used to be, and why certain things are being done. So, like I said, I had somebody in the industry who kind of worked at the network for a couple of years during the whole Miller era. So I kind of had some insight to that. And just for what I heard back then, the direction they were going was a dead end. Do I think, did I know about the mergers and all? No, I didn't know about buyouts, mergers, none of that extra crap. If I would have known about the whole Discovery buying them out, then I would have said, yeah, the network's dead. Which I knew already that the network getting bought out again would have been a demise. It was already the writing on the wall. You know, it's like I said, it's always bad because when you're used to one regime coming in, taking over, then you got to get used to a new regime coming in. It's just back and forth. But I'll go back to the Teen Titans Go movie. The Teen Titans Go movie was a big. It was a loss to Cartoon Network. Some people will say, "Well, Johnson, you did wrong. It did well. It made money. It did this. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, and what I mean by this is wholeheartedly. Okay, so let's say the budget for the movie is about $10 million. Let's say it. Let's say it's about $10 million. The budget for the movie is about $10 million. Then you got to put an advertisement, all that, and etc. You always add extra 10 sometimes. You don't have to worry about reshoots, so you're looking at about 15 to 20 million. Okay, cool. So you made 15 to 20 million. So their budget, they gross a budget of $52 million. Not $100 million, because everybody kept saying $100 million. All the voice actors, everybody said $100 million. You know why they said $100 million? Because they were going to get a lot more money back for a product. Because $100 million would have been a success. $30 million or 20, that would have been bad. $52 million is not bad, but it's still not good because you don't know how much other money they put into the show. Like the execs, like higher ups, like the people who produced the show. More so, Christina Miller's name was on that show. Was on the film. Excuse me. And when the film came back, they lost a lot of money. A lot of money. Anyway, but that's just a nitpick of it. They lost money anyway because they put that shit in June and they were going against Mission Impossible. I think Incredibles at the time too, which they should have put it in July. In February, like the Lego movies, which they would have done. But you know, it's a lot of that was mismarketing and not listening to pretty much the audience telling them like that. And you could tell the film didn't do well because what happened to the sequel? It went straight to TV or straight to DVD. We haven't seen that in years. And one people say, well, maybe because of the animation style, it shouldn't be a problem. Everybody likes Teen Titans Go on the film. The problem was the film came out at the wrong time. It came out when the time Teen Titans Go was plummeting in the ratings. So the fan interest for the show was gone. I mean, if honestly you would have made Teen Titans Go, the earliest would have been 2015, 2016. The latest 2017. Because the popularity of the show kind of dipped. And you could tell it dipped because back in 2017, what came out? Samurai Jack. So when Samurai Jack came out, let me say this again. Samurai Jack came out in 2017. It was the highest rated show of that week sometimes. Beat out Teen Titans Go. That's not rumor. That's factual. They were getting millions of views, higher ratings than sometimes Teen Titans Go episodes. And that's just the truth. And I said this for years. I have said this for years. I kept saying, okay, there's something there with the nostalgia. You might need to call whoever that dude's name who works at Conan Kids Next Door, do a Galactic Kids Next Door. She passed on that twice. When Samurai Jack came out, rumor have it, and what I heard from my source, that he went back again, and they still said no. After Samurai Jack ratings came out, that was not Adult Swim. It wasn't Adult Swim's problem. It was pretty much Cartoon Network. They still said no. Knowing the network needed ratings, they said no. Then the whole app tobacco, we all know about that. Steven Universe was one of the highest rated shows. You move it to the app. Why? That show had the most buzz out of any show you fucking had. You moved that to the app. When we got to promote the app. But that's the problem, though, at the time. Warner Brothers was run by nothing but goons and idiots, and you had too many chiefs running that shit. Not enough. Now you have David Zaslav coming in saying we're consolidating some of the shit, which is never a good thing. When you consolidate any studio department, meaning you're cutting off the Cartoon Network Studios, and I said that last year. Cartoon Network Studios, the one you know, is over. They will no longer do original IPs. Your Steven Universe, you guys were like, oh, I like that. That's innovative. You're not going to get nothing like that again. Unless it's already a property they own. You might get another Steven Universe, but you will not get another caliber show of a Steven Universe. Another Dexter Laboratory, you don't get it unless it's a Dexter Laboratory. So he's looking for original IPs that's already been in the book. And he's looking for IPs that have name value. Looney Tunes has name value. It's not the best value, but it still has name value. Scooby-Doo has name value. Okay? If they own it, Dragon Ball Z would have name fucking value, but they don't own it. Zaslav would have got that too. Powerpuff Girls has a name value. They're looking for shows that have name value that they can market. They look at Powerpuff Girls, they can market that, which they can. They rightfully can market that to girls. But it backfired when they rebooted it. Because the reboot was supposed to bring in these numbers and it failed. Because they were trying to target an audience of a Teen Titans Go with the Powerpuff Girls flat on, and it did not work. It was a abomination. Yes, like the Marvel character, abomination. It was terrible. The problem with Cartoon Network today, and I just want to touch upon this, and then I'm going to wrap this up real quickly. Cartoon Network put themselves in this pickle. A lot of stuff Zaslav is doing could have been avoided if Cartoon Network was a profit. Cartoon Network has not been a profit in years. When the shows start leaving, they try to get shows to replace those Adventure Times, those regular shows, and they just didn't. Steven Universe was that one. But since Christina Miller, her stupidity with Vishnu, like you come again, with what they did was you took a show that did everything right, got people talking, got merchandise selling. Was it on the level of regular show? No. Was it on the level of Adventure Time? No, but you got the right things you're looking for. And what do you do to the show? You move it from a time slot. You moved it. You move it to the app trying to promote some stupid-ass app, knowing that Warner Brothers was going to make their own on-demand app, so you waste fucking money on that shit. It just didn't make sense. She was trying to do so much, but she didn't look at what the focal point was. And I stated this before. I stated it again. Adult Swim taking over. This is always going to happen. Adult Swim taking over was inevitable because Adult Swim already knew. Hey, the people who were working on the show knew Adult Swim brings them more ratings than Cartoon Network does. That never used to be the case. It was the opposite about 5 or 6 years ago. It's changing now because people are no longer looking at Cartoon Network as an option of watching cartoons. I stated it before. I stopped reviewing Cartoon Network because I went to Netflix because they were giving me original IPs. Why the fuck do you think I went to Netflix? I didn't go to Netflix because they had the best cartoons on the world. They had original IPs. Cartoon Network wasn't doing no more original IPs. And this is back then, before Zaslav came in. Because I already knew. Especially when I heard they were getting a bought out. Again, I said, well, they're going back to the original. They're not going to do no new IPs. Disney's not really touching nothing new either because they're in a slumble. Nickelodeon and Paramount might be the only ones that might dabble in something new, but they play it safe a lot too. Cartoon Network was the only one that did not play it safe. They always had original IP. We have not seen a new original IP in years. And it's going to be like that for a while until they get back on their foot. But I don't see Warner Brothers right now, and I don't see Cartoon Network right now giving us duking out original IPs. The only place I see you getting original IPs will be Netflix, Hulu, what's the other one? Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. Those are the only three I see. Even Hulu's is an issue because it's owned by who? Motherfucking Disney. So you may not get nothing out of them. The only two will be Netflix and Amazon. If you notice, that's why I review a lot of Netflix stuff because they give me original IPs. Say what you want about Kitty Kitty Meow Meow. That motherfucker is original. Is it good original content? Fuck no. But it's original. But that's what I'm telling you. We're not getting that no more. And that's what the problem is where a lot of people have been having issues. Like, I see all these people now. I think Roundtable did a video a couple weeks ago talking about, yeah, this and that. And I was kind of sat there and when I watched it, and I said, you're to blame. You're to blame. You, Val, and all you big YouTubers are to blame. When I told y'all not months ago, but years ago, and not just me, when we made videos, myself and other people say Cartoon Network, Christina Miller's killing the app. You should have been right there saying, I agree, or killing the network for an app. Or I agree with you. I see where he's coming from, this and that. They have people in the industry. They know. They have people in the industry. They know. They know. They just didn't want to talk about it because they didn't want to come out like, I'm hurting. No, she was doing a piss poor job. The ratings were going down. Everything. We saw it. And then it's like, now he's like saying, because when I watched the video, he said, oh yeah, one of the execs who's been there for years lost their job and they're sad about it. No, screw them. Because they were behind Christina Miller during that time frame. They deserve to get fired. All of them. Now, I'm not like opposing them to be like, be homeless, which they shouldn't be homeless. They've been working there for decades, so they should have money. The one thing Zaslav is doing is correcting the problem that Cartoon Network's been having for years. But the problem he's having is he consolidating shit, which means when you consolidate shit, you're not going to take risks no more, which means you don't take risks, you don't get original IPs no more. And that's where I come in. That's where I have an issue with. We're not going to get no original IPs no more. And that's been the biggest problem that Cartoon Network has been having. The original IPs they have been duking out for the last several years have not caught the level of a SpongeBob or Fairy Odd Parents or even a Gravity Falls. And that's been the biggest problem with Cartoon Network. They haven't had that level. So, I mean, like I brought up earlier, the Teen Titans Go movie was the biggest, that was the nail in the coffin for Cartoon Network and Christina Miller and company. That's what happened with her with that. They're not going to come out and say that, but that's really what happened. They weren't like, well, Johnson, they still kept her for a year. Oh, yeah, they kept her for a year because there was really no point of getting rid of her because they already knew they were going to, that was in the works of Warner Bros. Getting bought out again. So they knew. But I was happy as hell when she was gone. But even then, I said it too, the network's dead. She did so much damage to that network that it was no room to rebuild. And it wasn't. Even before Zaslav came in, the network wasn't getting better. They're like, oh, well, we have all these original content coming in. But yeah, some of that original content should have came out years ago. She got rid of Pokemon. She got rid of fucking the 22-minute format shows. She started getting more of these type of shows that were gearing to this type of audience that, I was sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? It just didn't work. She kept greenlighting Powerpuff Girls, the reboot. The new Ben 10 was trash. It was so much garbage and garbage and garbage and garbage that people were flocking away from the network. It was gone. The network was no longer recognizable. Tom actually did try, and that's the worst thing about it. He actually tried to give some flavor to it, but it was by the time people left, it was over. It was over. Now, if you notice, Unicorn Warriors went to Adult Swim. My Adventures of Superman is going to Adult Swim because Adult Swim is taking over. So it was only a matter of time. Do I think it's going to eradicate Cartoon Network? No, but you will not see a lot of Cartoon Network properties. Cartoon Network may not get a lot of original new IPs anymore. I think Adult Swim will be probably getting it, and I think that's the direction that I think Discovery wants to go to, and I think that's the direction that we probably will be heading to. I don't like it. I mean, because I grew up with Cartoon Network, I really think this was a place for cartoons and original IPs, but I mean, Cartoon Network has dug themselves in a hole, and a lot of that is due to their own stupidity of hiring these agenda-driven idiots known as Christina Miller, hiring people like Vishnu. Thank you, come again. I don't know if he's still there or not. It's just funny. If I ever see him on the street, I said, "Fuck you, come again." He be like, "That's you." I said, "Yeah, that's me." Yeah, I heard that he watched here. I think it was so. Yeah, let's just say my name Johnson has went through the network, from what my sources told me, which is funny, at the time, the execs that were there. I'm not a fan, so it's cool. I haven't done much with Cartoon Network nowadays because, again, I'm not really watching it on that level. Is it because I'm growing up and move on? I still watch cartoons, but I'm on a level where I'm looking for original content because I'm not going to get it through Cartoon Network. Even Netflix having their little issues over there too with theirs, but I can always know I will always get original IP. Will it be good? Maybe not, but I will. And that's why I always like to see original IPs, creators getting their original IPs. Do I know what's going on Netflix? No. But as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace, Johnson Day. I just want to address this. This is probably my longest video I've done addressing Cartoon Network because I'm really passionate about it. I love Cartoon Network. I've always loved it. It's one of my go-to. That's why I build my channel, a foundation upon this. But I know, like everything else, you got to move on. And I knew it back then that the network was changing. It wasn't getting better. We kept getting marathons of T-Guys Go. And I saw the writing on the wall. I really did. And like I said, my source kind of told me what was going on with the situation, and they were just saying it won't get any better. It's just gonna get worse. And he never lied. To the point the network is no longer recognizable. It's a dead network. I think I was watching it at somebody's house, I believe, and it was fucking dead. It was dead. But as always, like, subscribe. Peace out for Johnson Day. See you guys next video.